Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate and today I'm going to be teaching you how to paint watercolor Christmas lights. Let's get started. To start this painting, I have already drawn out some guidelines. If you head over to my blog, Reflecting Creation, I will have a still image of this for you to see so that you can sketch it out just like this if you would like the guidelines. All I did was just draw a loose curved line across the middle of my page. I started a little bit from the bottom left and I just went up a little bit before the top right. And that way it just gives me enough space to have a nice background but still have some of my light bulbs showing. And then I just placed 3 main light bulbs that are kind of like a curved egg shape. And then I have one that's kind of coming off the page over here and one that is just basically a little curve. And again, I will have this over on my blog for you to see. I'm sure it's really light right now, but over there you can see exactly what I did. So now to start, we are going to take our flat brush and we are going to completely cover our watercolor paper with water. So just a nice even coat. You don't want it pooling in the corners, just nice and evenly wet. And then what we're going to do is dip our flat brush into a navy blue paint mixture that I've mixed up on the side. I'm using black and ultramarine blue, and I'm just making sure that I'm using more blue than I am black. And then I'm just going to paint in right around the sides. So I'm going to avoid the light bulb area. Just kind of paint out. And then I'm going to clean my brush off completely. I'm going to switch over to my my round brush, and I'm going to pick up some white watercolor paint. So right now this isn't going to show a lot, but we're just going to use this white watercolor and we're going to paint all around our light bulbs. So it might be hard for the camera to pick up, but just take white watercolor paint and paint all the way around the light bulbs and then blend it into that blue paint. But do not bring that blue paint down. Just let it blend into the white watercolor. I'm just going to add a little bit more water so it blends a little bit more evenly. And just use white watercolor and let that blend up into the blue paint. There's no harsh lines. So again, it's very hard to tell that I have added that white watercolor all over on this side, and I'm going to come back in over here with some clean water because I can tell that it has already dried over here. So I'm just putting clean water over everything to reactivate my blue paint. Then I'm going to clean my brush off really well. And I'm going to go back into that white paint. I'm just going to bring that in around. I do not want the blue to come down. I just want that white to kind of help it bleed. And I'm going to pull the white up into the blue. And I'm going to take a little bit more of that dark blue over here. Just like that. And then clean my brush off. blend it up. Once your first layer has dried, we can go in and we can add our light bulb colors. So we are going to do red, green, and yellow. So I'm just going to take a smaller brush and I'm going to dip it into the yellow first. You want to start out with a light wash of all of these colors. And I'm just going to do this tiny little off the page light bulb. And I'm going to take a lighter wash of that yellow and I'm just going to kind of bring it out and around, just like that. I'm just going to blend that into the background. So leaving some white space between the two and then blending out that glow. So next I'll show you with the green. I'm going to first color in our light bulb and I'm going to leave a little bit of white space here at the top. Just going to kind of blend out my color a little bit. It was drying very stiff and I want it to feel loose. So a little bit of that white space. And then I'm going to take a really light wash of that green. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to have a glow come off around it. So smaller, and then it's going to get a little bit wider as I come up to the top of my light bulb. I'm just going to take some clean water and blend that out. And just like that. Right, and then I'm going to turn my page around and we're going to do the red. Just going to fill in my light bulb shape again. Leave a little bit of white space at the top. And take a light wash of that red. And blend that. And then take some clean water and blend that out. I'm going to add just a little bit more red right down here. Like that. All right, and we're going to flip it around and then we're going to do a yellow one right here. That is definitely more in focus. And you can see that I'm following this pattern of yellow, red, green. And add a little bit more pigment. All right, to finish off this painting, we're gonna add our line to connect all of our light bulbs. And then we're gonna add a little bit more pigment to the light bulbs and to the sky. So I'm just gonna take a very light wash of yellow ochre. And without putting a lot of pressure on the page, I am just going to have a thin line coming through to connect all the light bulbs. So I'm getting a thin line by not putting a ton of pressure down and just using the tip of my brush. And then I can go back through and use that same paint color to connect our light bulbs to that line. I like doing it this way because I feel like it does give it a looser feel rather than being too structured. Just like that. All right, and then I'm going to go back in with my light bulbs. I'm just going to take a slightly darker coat. And I'm just going to apply it to one side. And then I'm going to blend it out to the other side. Just to give it a little bit more of a shadow. And just to give it more vibrancy. The same thing over here. The green one over here needs a little bit more. Right, and then to the yellow. Oh, I'm going to blend that out just a little bit more. There we go. And then, like I said, to my yellow. And then that one barely needs it. All right, and now I'm just going to add a little bit of white watercolor to my mixture. I'm just going to reapply some around this. Go up and into my blue a little bit more. Just kind of let that fan out a little bit, just to give it, again, just a little bit more pigment. And then clean that yellow off. Add a little bit of white to my green. Let that blend out. The white is just going to help it to be a little bit more opaque rather than transparent. Still leaving that white space. Do it real quick. Add it over here as well. Through. Clean off the green out of my white paint. I'm going to come back with the yellow and the white. Just get a little bit more right here. Just let that blend, and then do it over here onto this one. Just bringing it up and in a little bit. And then to my red. And then we're just going to blend that in. I really feel like adding the white to each pigment really makes a difference with these light bulbs. I can't tell you how many different ways I tried this before I filmed this video, and this by far is my favorite way to make your light bulbs glow. All right, and now just to finish it off, I'm going to add a little bit more of that navy blue paint mixture. So I'm going to do it there first. Come over here, clean my brush off a little bit, and then blend that color down. Just like that, a little bit over here. Do the same thing on this side. Take that navy blue and then just blend it down. Try to make it nice and smooth. Nice smooth transition. And there you have your watercolor Christmas lights. Hey everyone, thanks for watching today's video. I hope you found it helpful and learned something. If you did, please subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up. If you'd like any extra details on this painting, head over to my blog, Reflecting Creation. I will have a link in the description box below. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.